Council, Alderwoman Pelisa Nkunjana, the leader of government business, Councillor Jean Sitato, and members of the Mayoral Committee, the Chair of Chairs, Councillor Mdluli, fellow councillors, City Manager, Mr. Kagiso Lerutla, heads of departments and senior officials, captains of industry, esteemed residents of Ekurhuleni, compatriots and friends, members of the media, and all our social partners, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Dumelang, Sanibonani, Tobela, Goeiemorgen, Afsheni. Former President Thabo Mbeki once said, I open quote, gradually, step by step, our country proceed further away from its painful past. We, its citizens, who are very close to the cold face of change, may not easily see the steady transformation that informs all aspects of our national life. Close quote. Indeed, we all know the past we come from as a country, and we have over the years navigated our way to developing a South Africa that belongs to all. I thought I must start here so that everyone gets to understand that we are seized, what was seized with, and that as a ANC-led coalition, we have been in a mission to ensure that we put our building blocks to the efforts of our forebearers, black and white, who started the journey of transformation from our peaceful past to a better life for all. So we will use this opportunity today to narrate the story of the 2.5 years that this council entrusted us with the role to lead the city. We'll use this opportunity, of course, to also reflect how far we've gone in this term since the barren years, of November 2021. I think there's strong words of rubbish on a speaker. One particular council there.
Honorable councillors, can we please let the executive mayor to deliver the speech?
Before we even speak.
Please. No, no, please. All the women had, no.
If I know him, I was going to call him by name. So we must never run away from the barren years and the role that particular councillors played. So we do want to indicate, Speaker, that ours is a history of a racially divided country, is a history of endemic and widespread poverty and gross imbalances in levels of development, is a history of imbalances in the distribution of wealth, in the distribution of income, and opportunities skewed towards the minority. That is a history that is going to pain those who've been beneficiaries of it, and they will continue to make reference to it. There's a history of gross violation of human rights, high levels of crimes against humanity, and closing out of majority from opportunities were key features of this set past. It is a past that we defeated in 1994 elections. It's a past that continues to rear its ugly head. It's a past that is making noise in this council when we deliver this speech. It's a past that is calling this speech rubbish because it seeks to defend the atrocities of apartheid.
Honorable councillors, no, 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 no. Honorable councillors. Honorable councillors, you can continue executive. Councillor Guerrero. Thank you.
We will continue to speak about the past. It doesn't matter how it pains those who were driving this painful agenda against the black majority of this country. We will continue to talk about it, Councillor Hart. Doesn't matter how much you stand and shout or disrupt the speech. We'll continue to speak about that past. We defeated it in 1994. Don't have pain that we speak against it.
Executive Mayor, can you please continue with your speech?
So we will continue to do that. It doesn't matter how much you are hurt. It's a reality that I am sure Honorable Speaker, Councillor Pretorius will have to speak to his caucus members. Can I request that, that you ask the leadership of the DA to speak to their councillors? Councillor Hart.
Executive Mayor, please address the council. And also, councillors, can you please be in order? Can you please be in order? Don't interrupt the mayor when he's making his submission. No, no, I'm not going to allow that, honorable councillors. No. Councillor Pretorius, talk to your caucus, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. So despite all this, in practical action, a new nation is steadily being forged. A nation whose new patriotism and sense of pride derive from concrete progress made in improving the well-being of all. Our task is to mobilize our people. Our task is to...
Honorable Councillor, no, 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 no.
I'm
You
going
are out
to
of
ask
order.
for your leadership.
You are really out of order. No, you are really out of order, councillors. We said that we want the mayor to complete the speech very fast, but you are busy interjecting with the mayor when he's making the speech. No, you are out of order, council. Or alderwoman, alderman. You are out of order. No, I'm saying alderman, sorry about that. It's Randall, Councillor Randall, no. Mr. Councillor Randall, you're out of order. You can continue, Executive Mayor.
Thank you. You have to call them by name, Speaker, so that we name and shame them. So our task is to mobilize all our people to create more and more opportunities to ensure that the citizens' potential is given the fullest expression. We have to do this and more, sensitive to the feelings of the majority and of course the minority, including the haves and the have-not. Speaker, today's reflection is our last as we prepare for the local government election, a new opportunity that requires even more energy and focus as we continue to reverse the atrocious past. We take this opportunity to give evidence base of the work we have done as this administration, and I rise before this council for the last time in this term of office, not to campaign but to account, not to boost but to report back honestly to the people who placed their trust in this administration on the 11th of April 2024. In the most difficult circumstances this metro has faced in a generation. But as I do so, I wish to make it clear that it is also critical to always remind our fellow citizens of our past so that there can be a clear appreciation of the road traversed thus far and the road ahead. We must never be bulldozed by opportunists to forget our sad past because they are pursuing their own nefarious agendas. Our past stands as a stern reminder of why we are pursuing the historic mission of improving the lives of our people and restoring their dignity. Speaker, we meet today at a significant moment in history of our country. August is a month that reminds us of the power of courage, the power of resilience, the power of collective action. It is a month in which we remember the thousands of women who on the 9th of August 1956 marched to the union buildings to declare that they would no longer accept brutal systems of apartheid that sought to diminish their dignity and their place in society. These women stood in the face of a difficult reality. They refused to allow that reality to determine their future. And that is the spirit within which we must approach the challenges facing our women as a city. We pride ourselves as Africa's first erythropolis, the gateway to the continent and OR Tambo International Airport. This strategic location positions our city as a leading destination for gatherings, international gatherings, popularly known as MIS, which stands for meetings, incentives, conferencing, and exhibition. In this regard, last week, Speaker, we were honored to become the proud host of the inaugural Africa Golf Tourism Convention, AGTC, the continent's premier golf tourism, trade, investment marketplace. Through this event, we demonstrated that the city has to offer a world in terms of investment, in terms of leisure, and place to live. This project provided us an opportunity to demonstrate that while we are known as a manufacturing, industrial, and logistic warehouse, we are certainly not just about that. We are also host to some of South Africa's important tourism attraction, cultural and historical sites, industrial heritage, and other national resources, world-class golf course, as well as township tourism experience. In our efforts to ensure that the world knows all there is to know about Ekurhuleni, we have taken a deliberate stance to aggressively communicate and market our city to the communities of the world, and the AGTC as a major milestone in this regard. We do this because we clearly understand that we need to build strategic partnerships that attract investment and drive business growth into the city. Honorable Councillors, as articulated in our State of the City's address, this year's theme is fixing local government, fixing Ekurhuleni, fixing the front lines from the barren years to the season of hope, to the seasons of delivery. This theme speaks directly to the journey our city has traversed. Indeed, we come from the 3 years of despondency into the area of hope. And this is a period when the challenges confronting Ekurhuleni created a sense of despondency amongst our residents due to concerns on the reliability of services, the condition of infrastructure, the financial position of the municipality, electricity challenges, water security, the state of our roads, waste management, and importantly, the ability of government to respond with agency to the communities that we serve. We cannot shy away from that reality. We must acknowledge it because leadership requires honesty, but we must also acknowledge something else, that we have chosen to confront our challenges head on, including the deep-seated ones that have bedeviled our city. We have chosen to rebuild where there was a deliberate destruction. We have chosen to restore where there was a collapse. And most importantly, we have chosen to believe again in the enormous potential of Ekurhuleni. When we took oath of office just over 2 years ago, we inherited a municipality that had cycled through three mayors in as many years. We inherited a city that was, in the words of what I have used before, living through the barren years, where the basic had stopped being basic. And the reservoirs were running dry. Some of the reservoirs projects were left uncommissioned. The electricity revenue, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable councillors, can we allow the mayor, please? No, can we allow, and there is no councillor who's a blompot here. No. Executive Mayor, you may continue, please. Councillor Guerrero, I've been owning you several times. And you and Councillor Hart. No. Thank you. Executive Mayor, you may continue.
Thank you. The 2 billion in the revenue shortfall that was unaccounted for, a fire service that had not opened a new station in years, while Katlehong waited 6 years for a promise made in 2021. Because these projects' monies were reprioritized from November 2021 when political power changed hands in this council. A metropolis department whose own integrity was, as we would later learn through the Madlanga Commission, compromised at levels none of us could have imagined. We're still engaging today about who brought in the private security of Matlala in this council. Today we speak of renewed hope, not a hope that is based on wishful thinking, but a hope that is grounded in action, a hope that is supported by work that is taking place across the city. Councillor Grandel, please, I don't know where's Councillor Campbell, who was the mayor. I don't know what was your role when she was a mayor, when Matlala was introducing private security into this council. Now, on financial stability, we are determined to build our finances so that we can deliver people's needs. You cannot fix potholes with an empty treasury. You cannot pay salaries with a balance sheet in free fall. So the first work of this administration from the onset was to stop financial bleeding. And when we arrived, the city was bleeding more than 2.5 billion in electricity revenue losses. And that we uncovered in the first year alone Money simply lost to a broken system. We moved the meter reading functions back to where it belonged in the energy department and out of the hands of a department that never built to manage it. A meter reading accuracy rose from 84% to over 97%. We inherited this 2.1 billion energy revenue shortfall, and as the most recent reporting in this council, close to 1.4 billion of that has been built and hundreds of millions of rands actively collected, and that recovery work continues every single day. Cash on hand in this metro has doubled, and our bank balance now stands at above 1.1 billion. Our credit standing has improved, and 2 years ago, this administration also inherited political centers that were pulling this city in different direction. We now govern with a political stability that allows a budget to actually be implemented. The stability delivered the 71 billion operational budget and a 3.4 billion capex budget. And that this budget, it is not just about spending, but we're also focusing on the repairs. So the repairs and maintenance rose from 3.8 billion to 4.6 billion rands in a single year. 1.9 billion for water and sanitation, 1.4 billion for electricity infrastructure, 830 million rands for roads and stormwater, 197 million for municipal buildings and facilities, 104 million for street lights, and 54 million for sinkhole repairs in around areas of Phokela or in the southern region. This is the work, just a quick highlights where we're demonstrating how we've moved from prior to 2024 to where we are today. At the forefront, let me be clear in terms of service delivery that we have delivered 3 comprehensive state of the city addresses. And we've been able to give a detailed service delivery track record of this administration since April 2024, and it is critical to touch on some of the achievement of this administration. Overall, we've said in our State of the Cities address in March that kuzoba busy, Ekurhuleni, we are fixing the front lines. Speaker, today we present a city which is 96.5% of households have access to clean water. Over 95% have access to electricity, and 91% have access to proper sanitation. Furthermore, 718 kilometers of roads have been maintained, 167 kilometers of potholes repaired, and 9,425 stormwater systems maintained. Our waste collection coverage stands at 100% across all service areas, with 773,173 informal service points and 213,977 informal units serviced. In the area of economy, the city's 10-point plan has progressed through several interventions aimed at stimulating economic growth, supporting SMMEs, reducing unemployment, and revitalizing township and CBD economy. Key programs currently being implemented include township economy development initiatives, SMME and cooperative support program, informal trading and business regulation reforms, skills development and youth employment programs, industrial hub and business hives revitalization, CBD revitalization interventions across major urban centers, public employment program supported by EPWP and EPEP. Honorable Speaker, I'm excited to share with the House and the people of Ekurhuleni that since we came into office, we approved the 2025 Metropolitan Spatial Development Framework, and the RSDFs to direct the city's growth path in the next 5 to 10 years. We have released 18 council-approved precinct plans to developers and investors with the aim to attract not less than 25 billion in investment, a particular focus being the Thembisa mixed-use civic precinct, the Cartogras junction, and Sakane CBD development, the Germiston precinct, or redevelopment, the Benoni and also Kempton Park redevelopment. There's 2 strategic land parcels which have been released to developers and operators, while more SLPs will be released before year end, including the Benoni Plaza, the Davidton Golf Course, the Carnival Node, the Benoni Lake Golf Course, the Germiston Lake and Germiston Golf Course, the Van Ark and the Brakpan lease and Watville and Trisnimand land are on the verge of release as well. We have further concluded the draft settlement agreement for the compensation and acquisition of Comet 18 with the potential to develop 18,000 social housing as directed by the Constitutional Court subject to council approval. On the issue of approvals and processing of application, a massive 2 billion worth of plans have been approved and 10 billion development applications have also been approved. This administration further attracted and facilitated 22 billion worth of investment, including the Etwatwa Crossing Mall, which I had the pleasure of officially opening this morning before this gathering. That development brought 300 million investment in the land adjacent to Etwatwa, a land that belongs to Delmas. We signaling a collaboration between the 2 municipalities. We will also be processing an agreement for water use that will need to be approved by this council. We've created over 300 job opportunities at construction phase and over 700 job opportunities that will benefit the communities of Etwatwa and Davidton. Early in the week, we had the privilege of participating in the 2026 edition of the Sustainable Infrastructure Development Symposium of South Africa, hosted by the Infrastructure South Africa, under the leadership of His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa, the chairperson of the Presidential Infrastructure Coordinating Council, and also under the stewardship of Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, Mr. Dean McPherson. And this we attended in the city of Cape Town. And this platform once again demonstrated the critical role that infrastructure plays in driving economic growth and industrialization and job creation. Importantly, we had an opportunity to listen and engage with some of the incredible projects taking place right here in the city of Ekurhuleni. One such project is located within the OR Tambo Special Economic Zone in the Isando Precious Metals precinct. This is more than just an investment in infrastructure. It is an investment in local industrial capacity and in South Africa transition towards the green economy. The Isando Precious Metal project is developing an integrated platform for platinum group metal beneficiation and manufacturing, aligned to the Green Hydrogen National Program and SIP 20E. The project represents an investment of approximately 25 US dollars. Let me put that in rand. This is over 400 a million, 400 a million rands, and is now entering a commissioning and a production phase. Most importantly, this investment is expected to create approximately 350 direct and high-skilled and sustainable job opportunities. So let me read this amount again because cancel. Let me read it in the actual value. 399,062,500 rands. So just under 400 million rands. So most importantly, this investment is expected to create, as I've indicated, approximately 350 direct, highly skilled and sustainable jobs. Honorable Speaker, this is precisely the kind of investment we want to see in Ekurhuleni. Investment that does not simply extract value, but creates value. Investment that strengthens our industrial base. Investment that develops skills. Investment that creates sustainable employment opportunities for our people. Interestingly, we also learned this truth from a conference from a High Commissioner of the United Kingdom, Her Excellency Lisa Whedon, that the South African market is expanding into the United Kingdom. They were seeing more and more of South African businesses establishing a presence there in the UK, including brands such as Tasha's and also Nando's. That there are more Nando's outlets open in the UK than in South Africa. And this is a powerful reminder of a place that Ekurhuleni occupies in the global economy. For example, much of the chicken produced and consumed in the UK market is exported from Festive here in Olifantsfontein. So it is important that we keep the city running, we keep the electricity pumping so that those industrial and production that takes place there remain uninterrupted. And because this places, a responsibility to protect and expand the productive capacity, we must ensure that businesses that have access to, that businesses have access to sustainable, reliable, and affordable water and energy. So our responsibility as a city, therefore, is to create an enabling environment where business can invest with confidence, where infrastructure supports economic activity, and where government works with the private sector to unlock opportunities. Another important milestone that emerged from the conference, was very strong, is the challenge confronting all spheres of government, which is the quality and pace of implementation of approved project. We've emphasized it to the city manager that this is an area that we must pay attention to. Ability to deliver projects on time and ensuring that the quality is not compromised. So as we continue grappling with issues of unemployment and poverty alleviation, it gives me pleasure to inform you that in the past 28 months, we're able to create 32,000 employment opportunities, and through the public-private sector community empowerment initiatives, we're able to secure an additional 971 million rands. We continue to participate in incubation programs with Gibela, while technical support and market readiness training is provided to participating SMMEs. In the area of access to finance, support has been granted, given to spaza shops, where funding support of up to 100 million for qualifying township businesses and assistance with compliance requirements, licensing and permits to access the funding. Skills development and employment programs include labor inspector programs for unemployment youth, drone skills development programs, and AI and digital programs targeting youth participating in the fourth industrial revolution, artisan and technical skills development initiatives, and while expanding EPWPs and EPEP, as well as community works program. We also continue to pursue internship, learnership, and apprenticeship programs in partnership with SETAs. Just recently, through the leadership of the city manager, we signed an agreement with Ekurhuleni West College, and over 20 young artisans who are students at the Jimiston TVET College are placed in the energy department, and where they assist us, the city, as we are bringing about uninterrupted electricity provision to our communities. We're also bringing a number of investment, a totaling of 10.8 billion rands, new investment, and supported 840 SMMEs. We've processed over 4,280 business applications and supported 98 cooperatives, amongst other interventions. The young men, Mazwikubega in Fosloras, we've been there. We've also given the business support to his Paza shop. We've launched the Ekurhuleni Entrepreneurship Academy with a startup tribe and open 226 community bursary program, funding students in engineering, in planning, in health sciences, in finances and technology. And this community bursary scheme was scraped away during the barren years. So it's important to remind our communities that the barren years characterize themselves in many forms. It's not just through Madlanga revelations. It characterizes themselves when young people are deprived themselves, when they are deprived of an intervention in relation to bursaries. We have brought back the bursary program, and we are funding it, including our own intervention, which is a Mayoral Golf Day, because we believe that access to resources in this city, we have an obligation to open doors for those who do not have. This administration further launched in May this year a new framework for the 18 precinct plans, which is a deliberate strategy to unlock investment, revitalize our CBDs, and put underused municipal land and buildings to work through long-term partnership with the private sector. This sits inside a 30-year vision of our Erythropolis, which this administration has continued to drive as a backbone of this city's industrial and logistic future. Again, Erythropolis during the barren years is a project that was left and put aside, and it's important that we assure investors so that they are certain of the future of this city. Hence, all the programs that we've put back on the table, including the program of the University of Ekurhuleni, the University of Applied Sciences and Innovation. Honorable Speaker, on metro trading services, it has emerged at the 2026 edition of the Sustainable Infrastructure Development Symposium of South Africa that the board of the new Development Bank of Africa Regional Center has approved an item to finance metro trading reforms to the value of equivalent to about 16 billion rands. This is a significant vote of confidence in the reforms of the metropolitan trading in local government. And once again, the issue comes back to implementation. We must ensure that we move with a greater speed to implement the trading services reforms, we must ensure that we do access these resources. So the financing instruments are available, the opportunities are there before us. Our responsibility as government is to move with urgency, ensure quality implementation, and make certain that these investments translate into real economic opportunities for our people. The message from the new development bank is therefore both an opportunity and a challenge. Finance is available, but cities must be ready to implement. A city manager. Finance is available and cities must be ready to implement. The capacity to implement projects on time remains an area of worry as we turn into the water business. 2 years ago, residents in Palm Ridge, in Thokoza, in Tsakane, in Primrose, in Benoni, in Liliba, in Thembisa, in Duduza did not know whether anything would come out of their taps as water supply became unpredictable. I will not stand here and tell this house that the problem is fully being resolved, because it is not. We still need in the region of 3 billion to replace aging asbestos and steel pipes across this metro. And I have said so publicly, because this administration does not hide work that is yet to be complemented. And we have put this before the city manager, Mr. Kagiso Lurutle, that we need the projects to move, Tegas. Because we're not going to hide it. We continue to say to you and your administration, let's move and fast track these reservoirs. And I'm saying it here on record because we've done everything to support the administration to move with a greater speed to finalize this project. In Tsakane, Xhosa Reservoir, we can't continue to talk about the same thing all the time with no meaningful movement. But we're grateful of the work that we've achieved, that what we've built, what we've been able to complete, the Mapleton upgrade undertaken with rainwater, a new engine room, the new disinfection plants, a new cross-connection and pumping capacity that benefits not only Ekurhuleni, but the greater Gauteng region. A new reservoir in Palm Ridge, and continue servicing. And we're just making a commitment here that we're no longer going to use tankers in the city, but where it's absolutely necessary, like in the 31 informal settlements, that that we continue to ensure that there's water supply. After years of unstable water supply in Tsakane and surrounding areas, the city is moving swiftly in resealing the Xhosa Reservoir in Tsakane, and this will bring much needed relief to the people in areas like Tsakane, Langaville, Labore, and Gelesdal. We need an administration to work with us to pay a specific eye on this project. Furthermore, this council should be proud, deeply proud of what the reset of South Africa has now recognized. At the 2026 Blue Drop, ISO 901 of 2015, the South African Bureau of Standard Certification, Grip Drop and No Drop Awards. Ekurhuleni did not win one award. We swept the podium. First, second, and third place nationally for wastewater performance. 6 Green Drop Gold certification. 6 of only 14 issued anywhere else in the country. We brought those medals here, as a demonstration that we are moving away from the barren years. We are in the season of hope. We are in the season of delivery. As we aggressively pursue the issue of water security, I'm proud to announce that some of the reservoirs, like the Russell Road, which assist water into the Watville production areas. There you've got companies like Henneken, you have companies like Coca-Cola, which needs consistent water supply. We've built that reservoir, we've managed to connect the pipe with rainwater in Kempton Park and also in Felix. This is the harvest of a decade of investment through the Aqua League program, and this administration is proud to be presiding over the season. It finally bore fruit. When we approved in 2016 the Aqua League program, it was a program that was meant to ensure that we sustain the security of water supply. We are proud that we remain #1 champions in the area of water in Gauteng because of that foresight. Of course, it was distracted during the barren years, but we are happy that we have catch up. On the area of energy, the city spends over 20 billion a year buying electricity from a single supplier, and this is not a sustainable position for any metro serious about its energy future. So we have approved an escrow account, and thank you to this council for allowing the escrow account mechanism, and this unlocks approximately 16 billion rands in investment from the 75 appointed independent power producers, creating a bankable ring-fence payment structure and taking the burden of Eskom security deposit off larger power users. That single decision is projected to create some 600 permanent jobs in electricity generation for the city and closing a matter that has sat unresolved for nearly 2 years before this administration took office. Alongside it, 1.8 billion invested into our electricity network, 702 million for substation and network maintenance, 55 million to repair the Kwatema transformer. Yeah. It was again in the barren years that this transformer was left unattended. And we are happy to report that the work is happening, and that transformer will add the much needed additional capacity, ensuring there's a security of electricity supply for the Kwatema community. 156 million into infrastructure protection technology to fight cable theft and vandalism that has cost this city so dearly. Over and above this, we have undertaken numerous initiatives to stabilize the grid and provide sustainable services to our customers in various parts of the city. The city continues to invest significantly in the expansion and strengthening of its electricity distribution infrastructure through the construction of new substation, upgrading existing one, and reinforcing and associated network assets. We recently visited the industrial areas of Wadeville, together with the MMC of Energy, MMC Stato, where we were ensuring that the Atom Reservoir is progressing nicely. Also, the other reservoir, second input. Substation, the 2 substations, those projects are progressing nicely. But this additional capacity, they will also assist the areas of Phokela and Rondebelt with additional capacity. So other critical projects currently underway include the Kempton Park 66 kV cable replacement program, mainly supplied to Spartan. It supplies Spartan and Glenmarais and also Van Riebeek areas. In Brakpan is a 33 kV cable replacement for areas of Dalpark cable projects and Valkalnia cable project. Atom substation, as I've indicated, second input substation, the Pumulong substation, Esther Park substation, and the Thembisa substation. These are substations that we expect to complete them and hand over to communities before November. Yes, we are working. We are busy. So the Kempton Park and Brakpan program specifically aims to replace aging oil field cables with modern XLPE technology to improve network reliability and strengthen security of supply. The work to replace the transformer in Kwatema, as I've indicated, has already started, and recently through the Mayoral Blitz program, Kuzoba busy, we visited the area and inspected progress. And might I say though that even though this transformer took some time to replace due to some insurance issues, the city kept the lights on in the township. It's a backup transformer. So the success completion of this strategic infrastructure project will significantly enhance the reliability, capacity, operational resilience and security of electricity supply across the city, while supporting future load growth, reducing network failures and improving service delivery to customers. In the area of streetlights, the city boasts approximately 200,000 streetlights across the different towns. We have so far brought back to life the streetlights to an average functionality rate of 79.97% system throughout the entire electrical network, and the implementation, yes, is over 80. It's just under 80. In fact, you just add the 0.03%, we're at 80%. And when we took over from the barren years, this was sitting way below 40%. So this system enables us to remove, to remote, listen here, and listen carefully. This system enables us to have remote visibility and control of electrical network. We're reminding you so that we all jointly have a responsibility to protect this city so that it does not reverse to the barren years again come November the 4th. So in the area of waste, we are clear that waste management should be a priority because it speaks directly to public health, to environmental integrity and the lived experiences of our residents. We've managed to stabilize the service as it was about to collapse. In fact, in some areas, special interventions had to be undertaken to keep it afloat. Today, we talk of a stable service which is just being improved to make it even more efficient. Households and businesses are receiving regular and predictable service, and so are the 131 informal settlements. Routine services such as the street cleaning, litter picking and removal of illegal dumping are now norm across all regions, supported by improved coordination and faster response to service complaints. Our municipal landfill sites are now functioning continuously, supported by strengthened daily operation controls, such as compacting, covering, and access management. Just recently, we went to the landfill site at Sima in Jack, where we were monitoring the implementation of parameter fence to ensure that we deal with illegal zamas there. We manage access to them, and we keep the landfill sites safe. And I must say to the councillor of the ward there who was with us, you are benefiting from the great work that we're doing. Because when there is disruption of the landfill sites, it means the waste remains collected from that community.
Executive Mayor,
Yes.
there is a point of order. Councillor Mashian.
Thank you very much, Mashianuke. I just need clarity, Speaker, because the mayor is just repeating himself, and then we are mindful of time. I don't know if maybe you can help us speak to him so that he can stick to what he on his notes, because he's repeating himself many times. So we don't know when are we going to finish, because we are going to sit here for 3 hours while he's busy with the DA there. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. As per rule 63.4, you are out of order.
Yeah, we will move with speed to give this account to council. We're also counting to our people, the people of Ekurhuleni. As stated, and I wanted to remind Councillor Guerrero because, hey, he was very disruptive when we started the meeting, that he's a beneficiary of the good work that we're doing. So as stated in the State of the City's address, the city has exceeded its waste diversion and recycling targets, contributing to preservation of landfill space and reducing long-term environmental risk. We have said it and maintain that through our partnership with C40, we are advancing climate smart organic waste diversion pilot in the North Mid public offloading facility. Again, another project that is benefiting a DA ward, yet they were disrupting this pitch. An initiative, and this initiative will divert organic waste away from landfill, reducing methane emissions while producing compost that can support soil regeneration and circular economy outcomes. In the coming weeks, we will commission a new landfill cell at the Veldeverden landfill site. This investment will secure additional disposal space for the future, strengthen the city's waste management capacity, and continue to the long-term stability of waste collection services in the region. Councillor Pretorius, I'm sure you can relate to this project. You are a beneficiary of our hard work. We dealt with decisively with Plastic City. Furthermore, we recently upgraded yet another ward led by the DA, the Eden Vale Sebenza Waste Depot. Councillor Hart, you were with me there, but today you decide to be disruptive. A facility supporting waste management services in Eden Vale. The 15.9 million project contributes to local economic development and employment opportunities associated with municipal infrastructure development. During the implementation of this project, employment and economic opportunities may have been created through construction-related activities, including general labor, skilled and semi-skilled work, supplies of material, transportation, and other supporting services. This facility further guarantees improved health, hygiene, and safety conditions at the depots. City manager, this goes directly to your legacy project, fixing the front lines, because we want to ensure that we build internal capacity, we improve employee welfare and dignity, and that intervention by building internal capacity, it means a more conducive working environment for frontline waste management employees, improved supporting infrastructure for the provision of waste management services, strengthen employee morale and productivity, and the city's broader objective of improving municipal infrastructure and service delivery. Honorable Speaker, when we assumed office, the waste removal fleet in the city was depleted with only 17 of the required 78 trucks to service our collection points. We only have 17 trucks that were operational. And today, and what did it mean that only 17 of the 78? It meant over-reliance on external service providers at an additional cost. It meant that we must have the hired hired plant. However, I'm proud to announce that we're turning things around. As we speak today, we have 51 of our trucks back on the road and marching fast towards the target of 78 trucks, thus eliminating third-party reliance. Oh, this I thought I'm going to receive a round of applause. Meaningful, tangible, delivery to our people. We're also taking practical steps towards building a circular economy in Ekurhuleni. The city will sign a memorandum of understanding with C40 cities. Climate leadership growth for the establishment of organic waste composting facility at North Mid Public Offloading Facility. This partnership will reinforce separation at source, diverting organic waste from our landfills and transform waste into productive resource. In the area of roads, as we approach the rainy season, we are undertaking an additional 40 million rands into the area of pothole patching and another over 150 million rands on a rehabilitation patching program. This work being undertaken includes to benefit areas of Kempton Park CBD, Monument, Nala Streets, Pretoria Roads, and these are projects that we've already delivered. The Road and Transport Department has prioritized key projects to enhance service delivery with a particular focus on upgrading gravel roads and tar and enhancing drainage systems to handle stormwater runoffs. Kuzaba busy. Go busy. We have resurfaced historic Kumalo streets in Thokoza. Mawuyapha strat is brand new, resurfaced. We're fixing potholes, stormwater clearing and road surfacing. In Betchika's areas, Kempton Park, we've dealt with numerous roads including Fleming, Blombos, Malat, Ambrosia and Katakure roads. The department has been allocated a further 488 capital funding in the current MTREF. In the south region, we're accounting for the last time to our people. It's important that we give them a correct account. The Munso Bridge, we will hand it over at the first week of September. The pedestrian walkways in the southern region, mainly in Albertine and Katlehong. The construction of roads in Daveyton, Bila Street, Etwatwa, Flagfontein, Papi Road, Kulekane, Mango Street in Tsakane. The construction of Ured Road in Benoro Park is also scheduled for construction. These interventions are not only improving road condition, but are also enhancing connectivity and supporting local economies. In the area of traffic lights, traffic signals, I'm a robot. I must reinstate that we are moving with speed to not only fix Ekurhuleni roads, but we're also fixing roads that are owned by the province. If you drive along Klorkop Road, you can see all the robots are fixed. When you go in Isando, major intervention we've done there. When you enter Albertine, decisively, we're dealing with traffic lights. There. We want to appeal to our communities to work with us so that we deal with vandalism and third-party activities that are affecting our traffic lights. In our efforts to boost personnel and maintenance resources and material deployment on the ground, in the last couple of months, we added 56 new vehicles to the municipal business unit. This includes double cab, bakkies, 4-ton trucks, and operational vehicle. The combination of road maintenance, surfacing, pothole rehabilitation, stormwater management, fleet renewal, and infrastructure development demonstrates our emphasis on improving mobility and safety of residents and strengthen the city's capacity to respond to infrastructure needs. Turning to the area of community safety, For years, the Metro Police Department policed our streets with a fleet that could barely move. This year alone, we placed 68 new vehicles into EMPD services, including 50 VW Polos, 10 GTIs, 8 motorbikes. This past July, a general fleet upgrade, including cherry pickers, graders, and tractors for community services and law enforcement unit that before this administration, we had only a single grader. Now we have 3 additional graders for the metro. Now it means one grader does not drive around. We have a grader dedicated to the east, grader dedicated to the south. And I will be honest with this house, as I've always been, we are not finished. As I've always been, we are not finished. There are still vehicles off the road for repairs, and I've instructed that this be treated with urgency and no excuses. Imoto city manager mazingami ixesha elide efleet kuma factory. Imoto mazingene ziphume on time. Zikwazi ukuthi ziyoservisa ama department. Because residents does not care about our timelines in the workshops, our timelines in the procurement activities. They care whether an officer can respond and respond on time. So as we bring services close to our people, we recently just opened a Glen EMPD precinct in Kempton Park. This precinct will strengthen the pursuit for crime-free Ekurhuleni by placing law enforcement services closer to the people of Kempton Park and surrounding areas. In close collaboration with South African Police Services and other law enforcement partners, real progress has been made in the fight against crime and against lawlessness that too many of our communities have had to live with for far too long. To demonstrate our joint resolve to fight crime, just last week we were joined by the Premier of Gauteng in a crime blitz in the streets of Kempton Park. We targeted the notorious Long Street, the notorious West Street. As we intensify policing in the region and in the province, in March this year, this administration signed a borderless, or last year, a borderless municipal law enforcement agreements with the City of Johannesburg, City of Tshwane, and Gauteng provincial government, a commitment that criminals will no longer find safety by simply crossing a municipal boundary. We welcome the province CPS security partnership into this region as an example of what public and private partnership in safety can achieve. 2 months ago, this administration opened the Katlehong Fire Station, a promise first made in 2020, delayed for 6 years across multiple administration, the Barrenier's mayor, including the Bromport mayor, they missed on this important project to deliver. The 85 million facility is built to the dolomatic standards this ground demands, employing some 55 local workers and 10 local SMMEs in construction, and it brings this city firefighting station to 30, with 3 more still in planning. Speaker, I must be honest that this project would have been long completed and operationalized. However, there were delays caused by complications of what I have labeled the barren years, the period during which many of our city plans were left unattended, underfunded, and deliberately overlooked. We're extremely proud that we remain exemplary to many in the country and in the region of Africa on firefighting and emergency services. In this regard, we recently hosted a delegation from Ivory Coast who had come here on a benchmarking exercise in the area of this work. The last area is the area of human settlements. With a backlog exceeding 280,000, we recognize that there can be no single solution for the housing challenge. Our response must therefore be ambitious, diversified and sustained. We continue to pursue integrated human settlements program, comprising of walk-ups, free households and service stands, municipal rental stocks, housing, social housing, and a private developed rental stock which will yield 150,000 housing opportunity. Our 12 mega projects alone are planned to yield 85,000 opportunities. Continuously, we're handing over houses. We've delivered 2,880 houses to residents of the metro in Duduza, Etwatwa, Lowport, Clayville, where I'm proudly, together with, alongside the Premier, Banyaza Lisufi, and MEC of Human Settlement, Tasnim Mutara, with the ever-dynamic MMC, a few months ago, to hand over to families who've waited for housing for years. So projects across a further 398 units are under construction. 300 will follow. This will benefit 139 families in Duduza. And other families that were moved, which were under the high voltage pylons, they have now been removed out of danger. We've electrified the Vusmuzi. We've given them. So as I stand here, every housing target have been met. Projects in Clayville Extension to 45. The Airport Park, the hostel redevelopment program at the Airport Park and Palmfontein, which have faced funding challenges, we have now unlocked them. To demonstrate our resolve in Phosphorus Extension 9, for instance, we have appointed 2 contractors to accelerate outstanding work and release the 188 completed units. The Thembisa Extension 27 project. Okay, councillors, please listen carefully here. We have also confronted.
Mr. Speaker, can the mayor please indicate how long it's going to be? I've got work in my office. I'll come back, please.
Yeah, we are finishing, Councillor Berg. We also confronted projects that have, for too long, represented frustrations, delay and disappointment to our communities. The Thembisa Extension 27, formerly known as Extension 25, is one such project. For years, remaining incomplete structures and vandalized structure, and it stood as a painful reminder of unfinished business. And during this term, we have resolved this, and this project is going to continue. We have now finalized the township establishment and proclamation, while the site development plan and building plans are being processed for approval. The stolen and vandalized infrastructure is being repaired and replaced, and working with the National the National Home Builders Registration Council and independent structural engineers. Structural integrity assessment has been undertaken to determine the remedial interventions required. So we are now in a good position to commence remedial works and complete the first 500 units at the approximate 3,500 units ultimately envisaged, subject to the availability of Human Settlements Development Grant funding, and which we have escalated to the province. So we are here confirming that where others may have seen or may have abandoned this project, this administration are seeing them to completion. So in the area of community services, I'm skipping certain sections here, Councillor Berg. You will read for yourself. In an effort to entrench sports, arts and culture and heritage, I'm proud to announce that the city is at an advanced stage to hand over the War Tambo precinct in Wattville to the Tambo family so that we optimize its value in society. We're also on the verge of handing over the new Luke Moses Molelekwa Arts Center and the Beckerton Library, which we have already completed. Another piece of good news is the finalization of the deal, which will see Kaizer Chiefs Ladies Football Club play their home games at our Tsakane Stadium. Amakhosi ajabulile. This does not only bring much needed entertainment to our communities, but plays a critical role in developing ladies soccer in our region, which is home of former Banyana coach Joseph Skeshekeshe Mkonza. So this is a strategy where we'll release some of these facilities in partnership with the private sector, in particular the Sports Association. The city which had one grader to prepare informal soccer fields now boasts 3 of them, translating into 1 grader per region and efficient maintenance of these much needed and critical infrastructure for sports development and nurturing raw talent. So there's much account here in the areas of healthcare, where 24,575 clients tested positive for HIV, which is approximately 1.4% through HIV counseling and testing HTS program in the city's health facilities and through our campaigns, compared to the 31,709, which was 1.8 in the previous year. In terms of NHI readiness, all or a total number of 77 COE clinics were assessed as compliant as per the national cost standards. Only 6 of the 77 clinics are not ready for NHI compliance. In the area of indigent management relief, as guided by indigent support policy, the 2025-2026 policy review inputs, a total number of 15,000 indigent registration were concluded against a set of 5,000, which the department had to adjust upward twice as the policy changes creates more opportunities for communities to access indigent services. And we're happy the MMC of Finance has issued a directive which was well received by the Finance Department that for indigent application that has lapsed, there must not be Councillor Berg, or rather Uthandi Zindaba, Councillor Berg. Uthandi Zindaba. What is important here is the work that is ongoing, that the communities of Thembisa, the communities of Tsakane, of Alberton, across, who are paying for services. The department is implementing that decision not to switch them off. Where applications are delayed, they are already inside the system. The protection and rehabilitation of environmentally sensitive areas remains a key priority. The city implemented ecological restoration measures at selected wetlands, lakes, and the riparian areas in this benefit Blesbok Spruit, Bridel Dam, Boxberg Dam, SLN Park, and SLN Park Pen to improve habitat quality enhance ecosystem resilience, and support indigenous flora and fauna. These interventions contributed towards the long-term sustainability of critical ecological infrastructure and improved environmental condition of several priority conservation areas. To strengthen environmental planning and ensure sustainable management of natural resources, the city developed early and invasive management plans for Atlas Spruit, the Homestead Dam, the Middle Lake, the Civic Lake, and Kleinfontein Dam. We will go and visit some of these areas and we will take you with honorable councillors. These plans provide a strategic framework for invasive species control, ecological monitoring, and stakeholder coordination and future rehabilitation activities. These plans will support informed decision-making and guide biodiversity and conservation initiatives over the medium to long term. The RAS area on governance and Madlanga corrective measures. Honorable members, to account to this term will be incomplete if it looked away from the Madlanga Commission. This administration did not create the rot the Commission exposed, but this administration is the one that has responded to it, not with denial, but with reforms. Councillor Hart, you were in the mayoral committee in 2021. We heard very well from the Madlanga that Matlala was transporting some of you guys. We're gonna ask you to account nicely for your role. Alderwoman Tanya, Katuchelo, the mayoral candidate Katu, was part of the mayoral committee in 2021.
You are lying.
We will bring another
you are
item
lying.
here.
We are lying.
Ask you to
Stop
account
lying.
for your
Order, councillors.
You are lying.
Honorable
Ask
councillors.
the mayor to stop lying.
Councillor Bogopane, thank you.
2021.
Councillor Tamahani,
2021.
thank you very much. You will have time to respond.
Mrs. Katichoelo Rasilingwane was the MMC
You are lying.
responsible
Did not start in 2021.
Mayor,
community
you must
services.
never.
under the
Executive
leadership
Mayor,
of Alderwoman
You know
Tanya
the truth,
Campbell.
Mayor.
Executive Mayor,
But it's not for today. We will
Honorable councillors,
bring an
order.
item
Yeah, I know.
to get the mayor, the former
Yeah.
mayor.
Honorable councillors, you will have time to respond. Honorable councillors, you will have time to respond.
Speaker, on a point of
You
order,
have 15 minutes to respond.
on a point of order,
Before point of order, Councillor Pretorius raised the hand first. Councillor Pretorius?
Yes, thank you, Speaker. We'll be tempted to dub the mayor as a Blompot mayor as well if he continues to do what he's doing. He must be honest with himself and not mislead the House. When incoming mayor...
No, point of
Russell
order,
Ngwane-
Speaker.
No point of order from action. They say they can wait.
I'm rising on a
When we
point of
elect
order.
people, we don't...
Councillor Makubo, can you please mute your mic?
This is a political debate. They'll get time to respond.
He can
Yes.
wait. He will get 3 minutes to respond. He will have his 3 minutes to respond. He must wait. I'm correcting the mayor because he's misleading the House. He's misleading the House in the sense that he's saying that Katuselo Rasilingwane was the one who assisted when it came to issues of Cat Matlala. In fact, it was the
Councillor
DA.
Pretorius?
No,
No,
it was the DA,
Councillor
executive
Pretorius.
mayor, who instituted the
Pretorius.
Matlala, not the ANC.
Yes,
It was
Councillor
the
Pretorius.
that you stopped that disciplinary action and you brought back the likes of Julius Mkwanazi.
Councillor
You brought
Pretorius.
back the CFO. Not
Councillor
now,
Pretorius.
Mayor.
Councillor Pretorius, thank you. As per Rule 63.4, you are out of order.
No,
Please
I'm
mute
not
your
out
mic.
of order.
Please mute your mic.
We will get excited.
Honorable
here.
councillors, you will have
get
time.
excited
You will have time to respond proper.
Honorable Speaker,
Councillor.
Honorable Speaker, in the next council meeting, the mayor will bring a special item. In the next council meeting, the mayor, next month, the mayor will bring an item here in council in order to debate the role of successive mayors as in terms of the revelations of the Madlanga Commission. Mayor Tanya Campbell, together with the hopeful Katuchelo Rasitanga, they were part of the mayoral leadership in 2021, 2022, until 2023. We'll have to debate about their role, in particular the MMC of Community Services. MMC then, Katuchelo Rasilingwana, together with MMC then, Museki.
Executive Mayor,
If
can you please
you
proceed
allow.
with the speech?
Thank you very much. We have ordered a full review of VIP protection deployment and blue light usage in this city. We began a full vetting process of EMPD officers after testimony revealed officers had served the city without their criminal records being properly cleared. We created for the first time in the mayor's office an additional capacity, advisory on security, on integrity, and also ethics, so that the office of the mayor can ensure that what was exposed in the commission can never happen again. Where wrongdoing was proven, this administration did not blink. We've taken action. A senior official who tampered with an estimated 1,600 municipal account, costing the city an estimated 2 billion losses in revenue, brought 4 separate agent courts application to escape accountability. 4 times the court has dismissed him. This council has since resolved on his dismissal. This is part of decisiveness that has been properly led, and we must thank the council for giving us the support. That it was this administration that when you said nobody is above scrutiny, not friends, not foe, not anyone, where the same processes cleared an official as they did with our EMPD, the chief of police. After a lengthy and thorough hearing, we accepted that the outcomes too, because accountability without due process is not accountability, it is a theater. We remain on matters that are before courts involving officials at the senior level of this administration as a city, compliant. And I will not comment in greater detail on some of the issues because they are sub judice, but we've brought all the items for this council for discussion. And we must also appreciate the decisiveness of council, where the 2 HODs were found to be wanting in relation to the salary adjustment. They have since been expelled. And following their attempts to escalate the matters, to higher court, the courts has actually dismissed those escalations with cost. So following revelations at the Madlanga Commission on EMPD, we have met with IPAD to strengthen capacity to tackle wrongdoing and restore order, to give capacity to our internal affairs and to ensure that we are restoring order, and the arrests have since been effected. The administration maintains a zero tolerance approach to corruption and immediately greater cooperation with all law enforcement agencies and other agencies of our government to address frontline law enforcement failures. We have taken the item on Summer Building before council. It was approved by council in May last year. In June, we did inform our communities of the step and resolutions that council has taken. I'm happy to announce that the item has since been sent to the presidency for promulgating in terms of the areas that are due for SIU or for consideration by SIU. So we are not running campaigns, media campaigns. We are talking about practical, decisive steps that we've been taking as this council to ensure that we enforce compliance and we enforce consequences. In the area of the university, the University of Ekurhuleni, the University of Applied Sciences, we recently visited a site or had a working visit with Minister of Finance, Honorable Enoch Kotongwana, Minister of Higher Education, Honorable Manamela, the Premier of Gauteng, to assess progress made up to now and visit the sites, different sites in Boxback, where potentially the university will be built, and also some of the buildings that are owned by government, which can be used immediately for the first intake, which includes the Banele Academy in Kempton Park, Boxback. Government is now exploring how to register the first students through interim facilities while the permanent campus is being finalized. We are also in the process of signing, and I must indicate that we'll soon be engaging with our communities on the naming of the university, because we want our communities to participate in the development of this university. We are also in the process of signing important memorandum of Dr. Xakaza University. That will be an honor. We are also in the process of signing important a memorandum of understanding with UNESA to create more opportunities, not only for the youth, but also to strengthen our governance system. We appreciate the city manager has taken his senior management team to attend some capacity building with VETS, School of Governance. We want this council, and I'm sure even when we're about to leave, we still remains with 2 months. We still want this council to attend some governance, capacity building interventions with University of South Africa. Honorable Speaker, I'm certain that the leader of different caucuses, they will nominate the councillors who must undertake this program. So we want council to note in this regard that the city is at work, Councillor Pretorius, and as I conclude, Honorable Speaker, as this term of office draws towards a final chapter, I do not want to leave this chamber or leave you without saying plainly what this term has actually been. It has called those years the barren years, deliberately, because a barren field does not lie to you. It shows you exactly what was left unplanted, exactly what was neglected. We inherited a city where meter readings could not be trusted. We have assured our communities that their bills are accurate, over 90%. A revenue shortfall of over 2 billion set and detected. We have now fixed that and recovered that money. The fire station that were left half built 6 years ago, we have completed those projects and handed over to communities. And following President Cyril Ramaphosa's declaration that this shall be the year of fixing local government, we have fixed Ekurhuleni, we have launched our flagship program, Fixing the Front Lines, and I can report to this council that this city, working together with the administration, it has revolutionized service delivery. In Cape Town, in the investment conference, I spent time with former city manager Kayangema, together with a number of officials that are coming from this city. Amongst them is a former HOD of city planning who now heads a critical role in one company, Zutari, which is also partnering to fix our wastewater project. So this is just a demonstration of how committed officials who have assisted this city through great, some of the achievements that we continue to celebrate today are currently engaged in critical projects. The former city manager is now leading the state bank project in the country. So this is type of qualities that we want. This is the type of managers that we need, that must commit to work with this council to bring about much needed development. So we have dealt decisively with corruption, including the shocking allegations that emerge from the Madlanga Commission. We do not wait for an election to do the right thing. We do it because it is the right thing to do. And the African National Congress goes into this election with a manifesto built on 6 election areas. And I want this council and every resident to listen and understand that these are not empty promises made in the dark. These are promises that this administration already began keeping and delivering on a daylight. We really want to appreciate the opportunity that we've been given as we continue the road ahead to complete the next 2 months. We want to remain commitment on the 6 key pillars that we promised to our people when we were elected here on the 11th of April 2024. Our first action that we will be doing henceforth without fail is to ensure that water, lights and other services are affordable and they work for all. The second action is to create more work and investment where people live. The third action is to promote safer streets, clean neighborhoods and healthier communities. The fourth action is to ensure that municipal finances deliver on people's needs. The fifth action is to build municipalities that are run well and honestly. And the sixth action is to build municipalities that account and listen to all its residents. We will be talking to our communities quite at length about this action, and we do hope that they will make a decisive victory. So honorable members, as I said at the start of this address, I came here to account, not to campaign. Let this council and let the residents of this metro judge this administration on that account. The finances we found broken are rebuilt. The water infrastructure that now leads this country instead of embarrassing. The fire stations that were left 6 years ago incomplete, they've now been completed. The officials who have abused this city's trust and were protected, action has been taken against them. We've built houses. The ones we still owe the university, we refuse to let die. The business and young people, this administration chose to invest rand for rand along the road and the pipes. And we want to commit that never again shall Ekurhuleni fall into hands of the corrupt. Never again shall this city know the instability that has cost us 3 years and nearly cost us our future. Never again shall the needs of our residents be sacrificed on the altar of interest of the few. and the corrupt. We have wasted, we have tasted what happens when the city is governing carelessly. And we, the people of Ekurhuleni, will not go back there, not to the barren years, not to the barren mayor, not to the broken trucks, the empty stations, the missing revenue. We choose hope and not to the Bromport mayor. On the 4th of November, this choice belongs to all of us. I ask you, as the executive mayor and the son of this city, who raised, and the son of this city, who has an appreciation of our township, that we need to renew this mandate and the mandate of an ANC-led council. Let us build better communities together. This is not a finished city. I have never claimed it was, but it is no longer the city because we have made, it's no longer the city we've inherited in April 2024. We have fixed Ekurhuleni and we continue to fix the front lines. Kialebucha, he can see le Bayadanki, Diabulela, Diabonga. And we also want to thank all the coalition partners. We want to thank the AIC, we want to thank the Patriot Alliance, we want to thank the PA, the UDM, we want to thank COPE, we want to thank the NFP, we want to thank all the parties that have made possible for us to continue in this journey. We want to thank the city manager and his team, his administration, all Alderman Berg. We want to thank Irasa as well. Thank you very much. Nyabong.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Executive Mayor. I didn't know what the barren years means up until today. So now I understand. Honorable councillors, I urge you to Google it so that you can have a better understanding. Honorable councillors, allow me churches.
Nothing very much. Man, just wait. Just wait. Don't start with me. Not in that mood today. Speaker, thank you very much. I just want to maybe request through you, as part of our legacy as exiting councillors, that we should then find a way of creating, in these 2 months, a subcommittee rules that will monitor the speech of the time frame of the speech of the tabling of the mayor's speech. One, the response, I'm qualifying it. The response that's going to be given to political parties is less than 1.5 hours. Of it, the mayor spoke for more than 2 hours. That means it's a soccer speech. So if you can monitor the response and the debate via the time frame, it's unfair to the political parties, especially West with the Bomklonisha, they are 1-1, they have 3 minutes. The UTM, they have 3 minutes. They can't even respond to this 3-hour speech. So it's just a request as a legacy of the speaker, just please, let's create a sub rules with the whip and then have those things to monitor the speech, because we cannot be abused like this the whole morning, the entire morning.
No, thank you very much, Chair of Chairs. That is well noted. Honorable councillors, allow me.
Honorable Speaker, we don't have a problem as the NFP when the mayor mentions the deliveries and the changes that has happened. We don't have a problem. You can actually spend 3 hours. Thank you.
Thank you, MMC. Honorable councillors, I think our MMC today is wearing a tie. He deserves a round of applause.
Speaker,
Thank you very much,
Speaker,
MMC.
Speaker, Look at the mayor, he's tired, he's taking the jacket off. The entire morning speaking, he's sweating.
No, thank you.